Hello, hello, everybody.
Hi,
Happy
everyone.
Monday. How's everybody doing? My name is Bree. I'm going to be your moderator for the day. I am joined by Psychic Rika. Rika, how are you?
Hi, everyone. I am great. Thank
Yay!
you so much. You can feel the spring, despite the crazy weather across the country. Spring is
Oh,
coming, you guys,
yes.
very soon.
Yes, very soon. Although it may not feel like it in California at the moment, but it's coming, like you
It's
said.
coming.
It's coming. Before we get started, I have a couple of ground rules. First things first, when it comes to your questions, please nothing about anything health related or law related. So, in terms of health, that can go, sicknesses, pregnancy falls under that category, COVID, anything like that. And for law questions, nothing about court cases, Social Security, divorces are, touchy too. But everything else is on the table. So if you want to know about your future soulmate, or if you want to connect with somebody who passed away, um, let us know and we will do our best to answer as many questions as we can in our hour that we have together. As always with Rika, we love it if you guys are able to be present during the reading. So if we choose your question, if you could be there and respond and validate some of the things that Rika is saying, we would very much appreciate that. So if I choose your question, I'll keep looking out for your comments so I can keep putting those on the screen. We also have a promo code. That promo code is for new customers only who have not yet tried California Psychics. That promo code is RIKA5. So if you have never tried our service, you want to give it a go ahead and go onto our website or download our app, California Psychics. And when you create an account, use the promo code RIKA5 and $5 will be added to your account to go towards your first reading with any of our psychics. I'll do a couple more reminders about that throughout the live. Let's see. I think that's all of my ground rules that I have. I see a ton of questions coming in already. Super, super exciting. Thank you,
I
everybody.
asked everyone to get in a space of listen. The hardest part
Mm,
about getting information for the people, you and for all of us, and
yeah.
then also maybe even predictions coming true for people is a state of listen. Many people's heads are so full of their own stuff, they actually can't hear the way, or they get predicted things that seem so inconceivable they can't fathom, and they waste all their energy on trying to fathom something rather than experiencing the supernatural results.
Ooh, yeah. I love that. I love that. Keep that in mind,
Okay.
everybody. Okay. First question I have is from Charlene over on Facebook, who said, I've been so depressed lately. Where is my life headed?
Interesting too that I would lead with, first off, I'm sorry to hear that you're depressed, Charlene. Obviously, depression is something, that is not endurable for anyone. But
Mhm.
it's interesting to me that before this question seems to come up, and Bree, I don't know what Bree's going to pick, and Bree doesn't know what she's going to pick, and we're not in the same place, and I'm not on Facebook. I'm on a different app. So, but like that, I would lead with sometimes our minds are so full of our own stuff that we cannot hear. So let's just give some steps to depression. Number one, I
Mm.
want you to choose where your life is going. But the first thing you want to do is I want you to every day start practicing getting in the state of listen. And what that could look like is 5 minutes in the morning or evening. It doesn't have to be a long time, it doesn't have to be formal, but one suggestion would be that you pull out your notebook and a pen and you put at the top, like, I'm listening. Open my eyes to see, open my mind, to hear, put the right people in front of me and just say, I'm going to listen and to see what comes through. They say part of the depression, I get a man figure around you. It could be because of romance, but I'm actually getting something about your dad, honey, your dad, something about your dad, who I actually want to, give to your dad or someone on your dad's side of the family, living or past. So it could be a grandpa. I get a J. Now, if your dad is trying to tell me something and he's passed away and then you're talking about a J, that's fine. But I get a lot of energy of depression and I get it with the dad. So one thing I would suggest for you is to start really praying that any effect of the father, whether it be your father or father of your children or any of that, no longer holds a negative effect on your life, that you are able to live positively outside of the negative circumstances. Where your life is headed, they put you at work. Let's see about this. Let me see. They talk about a job. I'm hoping you just got this or it's recent. I mean, it does feel relatively new, or I feel a newness with it. So if it's a prediction of a new job coming, but they show you really creating a job where you're happy, but it's like you give service to someone. So like your job includes somehow helping people with something in their life. I don't want to quite make it medical like a nurse, but I do think it like you could help people fill out the right forms to get things they want. Like you help advance them with something, even if that spells out to be teacher. And I just want you to know that every ounce of effort you give towards helping another will come back to you. But the most important thing you can do is to start listening to what would make you happy, to really write down for yourself where your life is headed. It's the hardest question. I'm depressed. Where's my life headed? Such a hard question, because getting it answered requires that you're willing to leave the state of depression before the next step is available, right? Like it's a double-edged sword, the kind of question, because like you're saying, where's my life headed? Because you're depressed, where you could very likely have good things, but because you're depressed, there seems to be no future. So I just think that your depression is going to end up, like they talk about it lifting in April. I do think that there's something with your dad. I don't know that she can verify that. This may be all we can get without verification. But I just want you to know that to forgive yourself is to save yourself, and you should forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for being depressed, and let go of the things with the family. Forgive yourself for family issues, and let's go ahead. There's a new relationship for you. They talk about love for you like into July, August, September, but it is really about coming from this inside out for you. So your life is headed, in my mind, to happier romance, even if you're in one. And it's not, and it looks like family and the care you give others is what brings you the greatest satisfaction.
Wow. Okay, moving on to our next question. There are so many good questions today. I'm looking
Yay!
at the chat and I'm so overwhelmed. I don't know which one to pick. So let's do Nancy over on Facebook, who said, can you connect with my sister Betty that has passed?
Sure. The first number she comes up with is a 12. It's almost like I want to say 11, 12 or 12, 12. So I don't know if that's like a space of time that's connected to her, either by, birthday, day of passing, or something connected more to you. She also goes to a book, honey, a book near you, and she says that she's in the book. So like I think you open it and either her name is on it or it was left from her or she signed it, but her name is in the book, she says to me. So this must be something that you have of hers, but maybe would have been like to Betty or something like that. Now, a book can also obviously be like something you've done in memorial. She goes to a dog energy, honey. She talks about the dog. So either she's with your dog that passed, or you've got a dog right there and she wants me to know it. Obviously, since we can't verify it, I'm going to try to give a couple different things it could be. And maybe later Nancy will let us know what that is. And then she mentions an R name, Nancy, like Richard or Rose or Robert. And she talks about that. She says that you guys are crazy. Okay. She's like nutty, like good fun. And she talks about something in the vehicle. So I don't know if you girls would get in trouble in that car or what, or something about her vehicle. Now, this vehicle also, she makes me connected to a younger, like male. So she might be talking about something to do with that. She loves you very much. She says something also about the month of May. So I said her 11, 12, and then 12. So there's something about that. You gave a dog to her, to Betty,
I
or
think
you
she
just
meant
recently
she
gave a
has a
dog
dog.
away. Huh?
I think she meant she has a dog, but I'm not.
Well, gave, I don't know. It might, maybe, you might be right. Bree might be right. Okay, so the dog is relevant. And then what about the tags or the necklace or the dog tags or the like there's something that goes with that dog to me that she made me think about a shiny object, which looks like a dog tag, or like, in the war, like you have your dog tags, right? Like that you get something like that. And then the R name. But she says that birthday cake. So she's talking about like, caking or baking or something like that. And she says that the most important thing is that you need to know is that when you're doing your meditations or your prayers, she sits right in front of you. Like she can't, like, she's always there in front of you. And it gave me an image of you sitting cross-legged and like doing like a prayer of some sort, but she's always right there in front of you playing these games. She also says that you're psychic and you hear her and you can channel, and that you often ask her what direction to go. And she's really very right about it. And when I say the word right, it makes me think of the name White, W. So there could be W's in this family connected to you or your sister.
Wow.
I wonder if those numbers mean anything.
There's a comment from her right here. I see
Yeah.
her all the time.
Like right in front of herself, probably. Yeah, I think it's true. I think she's trying to say that that's true. Like if you're like, is that really you? I think
Mhm.
she's saying too. And Nancy, did you know what the R stood for, honey? Rita Rose R, the R stood for? She seems to be talking about that. She also made me circle the letter M, okay? And the car. So anyway, if you can give those verifications, great. If you have to think about them later. But as far as the dog, whatever that meant, like was connected to that and then seeing her all the time is totally true. I wish I knew what the 11-12 meant, honey. It could be like it just had a birthday February 11th, right? It could be like trying to get
Yeah.
me to like, the number 11,
Yeah.
but she keeps saying it over and over. So 11 or 12.
Hmm. Okie dokie. And we do post these lives onto our social media after. So if you want to come back and rewatch it, maybe something will click with her and then she
She
can
wants to
call.
make sure you understand that death is not like a dead state.
Yeah.
Like she's like, which you already know because you see her. Yeah, she's mystical like you. Are you sure you're not psychic twins? You're twins to me.
Oh, that's awesome. Okie dokie. Let's see. Looks like we are about 28 likes on Facebook. Let's try to get that to 50.
Woohoo!
Appreciate it so, so much. But let's find our next question. Christine over on YouTube. Hi, Rika and Bree. Is there a future with Dante and myself?
Okay, I like those emojis. Okay, is one of you a parent? I feel like one of you would already be a parent, or Dante has very strong father energy. So if you're not already a parent, he may have strong energy of masculinity, of fatherhood, of caretaking. You can have a future with Dante, but it's one of those questions again. I'm like, are we sure Christine wants it? Does Christine want it in a certain way? Like, does she only want the future with Dante if he appears like this?
Mhm.
Must be that you're on a down, something's on the down for me to think that. Of course, you can have a future with Dante, but you have to want to. Okay, thank you for that. So, are you currently then, since you're listening here, Christine, you're quick with the reply and she could see it. Are you on a breakup or something? Because I feel like, yes, you can have Dante, but you have to want Dante. Like, you
Mm.
actually have to want him. So, if
Yeah.
your question is always, does Dante want me? That is probably not always the right question for you. Like, you have to really know that you want him. Sometimes when we want love, we only think about whether we're wanted. Am I loved? Am I wanted? And that's all we kind of think about. And we disregard the fact that there could be red flags or the person isn't really showing up. But instead of making it about they're not maybe giving us what we want, we think, okay, they're going to, they'll love us enough to demonstrate other things. But he just feels away. So
Mm.
I don't know if he lives in a different city or state or what, but I'm going to say this to you. I'm going to say that if you really want him, I'm going to say yes. And I can guarantee that, you're going to be able to say the same thing about it by end of April, but maybe May, June. I'll say the month of May before the month of June, and you'll know about it. They talk then with that mind. They said that you do want it. They said you are wanting it. That's what you want. And they put you down the aisle or a wedding energy, probably like anywhere from a year and a half to 3 years from now. Let me see what Dante does feel about you. I do think you got the mind of yes in you, Christine, because it did switch. Um, Everything's okay, but he either had like, I don't know, he does have a heartbreak. I don't know if it was 5 years ago. I don't know if he just has a hard time getting over his past. That to me would be the biggest problem here. And I do think you overanalyze. I do think you overanalyze him a bit too much to enjoy it always.
Mm.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I'll say yes to you. And you'll probably
And
report to us all that you
yes,
guys live like
absolutely.
married people or got married.
Oh, and Christine, I just have to say, I love your hair and your
Yeah,
little
really.
profile. I love it. Okie dokie. Let's see.
Her hair and
Monica.
eyes make me think about an oracle. Like she looks like an oracle. I love it.
Yes. No, I 100% agree. Her aura is very strong. I can feel it from here. Love, love, love it. Okay. Monica over on Facebook. Yes, your question will now get answered. I just saw that she posted a comment that said, I never get my question answered.
But she
Well,
included the
now,
question with it. Good for her.
yes, she did. Can I connect to Ryan Asher? He passed September 10th.
Sure, honey. Take an exhale. Okay, there's lots of different information coming through to him. The word we want to think about in our minds is listen, so we can really hear what he has to say. So he shows me a scene. I want to make it a parking lot. It could be a driveway. I think you're outside of the vehicle, you're outside of the car, and I feel like he is such a smooth operator.
Mm.
Did he flirt with you smoothly? Was he always trying to get with you? I hope this is a love relation because it feels like a lot of love. Um, it feels like a lot of love with this guy, and I feel like he's got a lot of charisma. And like, how could you say no to that kind of like face and smile? And it's so cute.
Mm.
And he's bringing up a lot of music. I want to feel like I wonder who like loved jazz or the trumpet or loved to play the music or what that has to do. He also keeps putting an item in his hands, which looked like a chain, but I don't know that that's really what it is because it made me go back to music energy. So I don't know, like, if he wore a chain or if he had like one of those wallets with a chain or like a visible, like, watch with a chain, like he's dangling it. So it's something that's connected to him, but I don't know if it's a straight up necklace. I think it's something that's on a chain. And you're a beautiful girl. And do you have a necklace, honey, with your initial or his initial on it? And this would be something different than what I was just feeling. I feel like you have something that has an initial. They also make me think it could be a ring. Now, I don't know about the baby, but I feel like I don't know if you were going to. A bag is what you think is the chain, the thing I'm thinking about. Okay. And then, oh, you have initial with a bag. Okay, I'm okay with that because it's an object with a bag and the shape, can make me think about like a square on a necklace or something. So in that bag, is that where you have a lot of stuff? Do you have something to do with his car? Do you have an old car, like a car picture or box car? And also, God, I was going to say one other thing, but I forgot it. But I got a ring energy too. I get to think this guy's love. And they said, where's the baby? So he
Wow.
said, what about a baby? Where that just, did he call you his baby? Or was it that you thought you would have a baby? Or did you have a baby with him? What's up with the baby? Something about a baby. We love you very much. If you lost a baby, he might be talking about that. Okay, you have his car. Okay, great. You have his car. It probably doesn't fit in that bag, but you have it. You have the bag with it. You have something with an initial on it. Do you know what the baby means? Unless baby was him trying to say bag. Right. Okay, so he has the baby. That's what he's trying to say, right? I was going to even say if you lost a baby. So he's recognizing that. And then he says Rodriguez or Ricky. I don't think he just wrote down Rika. So I don't think it's my name, but he seems to be bringing up. Oh, wow. Crazy. Crazy. Yeah, no, the timing of that is he's really trying to tell me the timing of the baby. Then he really, and that's the good news about having people respond, right? Yeah, for real. Oh my God, I agree. Like that's the great part about having these be interactive is that everyone gets to see that, like, you know, who knows what I'm saying, right? But it does make sense the person receiving. Now, your grandmother, there's a female on the other side with him. I want to make that a mom or a grandmother of yours or his, but I guess I want to make it yours, a female connection to you on the other side. Anyway, we love you, honey. Love is never dies. Love never is lost. It's reminding me of the author Brian Weiss, Weiss. He has a book called Love Never Dies, and there's some other ones. I think most people know by him by another title. That's a good book. But I hope you're going to school. I hope you're getting all the paperwork done. Like I hope you're getting everything planned. And is that Marie or then the R names are still around for the great grandmother? But I hope you're getting everything worked out, like all the paperwork. Does that make sense? Either you're getting a new job, got a new job, or you're entering school or something. But we love you. You're beautiful nails. You're a beautiful woman, and you're wonderful. I hope that you will be able to live your life as a service person towards people. That would mean like doctor, nurse, social services, etc. But you're a gifted soul and it's beautiful. The music is beautiful. The music is beautiful, he says. So maybe you're also a singer, but the music is true. So I think that guy said a lot of stuff to connect as quickly as he could with you that made sense, like your initial on an item, the car, and the baby, and you're great, and this older female you're with. I don't think we got the R name placed, but it could be someone alive. He could be calling out someone alive.
Wow.
Thank you, Monica.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Monica.
And she brought up a good point. When you're not being called and you're like, is anyone ever going to call me? Just make sure you repeat the question when you talk about nobody's paying attention to me. Please use a question because Bree will see that, but sometimes people say that and they don't put the question back in, and we have no idea what your question is, but we finally noticed you.
Yeah.
Okay, Paul. Is that Monica? Back to Monica.
I feel like I just saw a
Is she
Paul.
gone? Peter, Paul. Okay, or just we'll move on and maybe she'll come back.
Okay.
PPP. First, middle, last name. Patrick.
Okay. Let's find a question.
Yeah, Monica wanted to sign that Ryan. Oh, Ryan. Oh, his name was Ryan. He was an R. So there might be other R's like Ryan. His name was Orion. That's what she said to us. Okay. Yeah, if you wanted to sign that he's around, he gave it to you for sure.
Okay. Let's see. So many good questions. I don't know which one to pick. Okay.
Real
Um,
estate. Is there a real
let,
estate quite? I don't know. I'm like, let's buy a house, people. Where'd that come from? I don't know.
here. Let's do um let's do another mediumship question from Michelle over
Yeah.
on Facebook. Hi, what does my
Well,
grandma Mary want me to
I
know?
like the Mary because I don't know if you remember it, Brie, but 2 seconds ago when that great grandmother came through, I thought, oh, Mary. And now we
Maria.
do have a Mary here. So, Michelle, I hope she's listening. Now, I
Mhm.
was fighting for another R name. I know that last guy's name was Ryan, but sometimes they like really line up exact names and initials. It's like synchronicities, right? So, does Grandma Mary connect to a letter R somewhere in your family, living or passed away? Grandma says she's talking about her, like she's grandma, like she's my grandma. She's a grandma. She's talking about her recipes for real. I hope you have a recipe book or you make her dishes. Also, she makes me think I see a big basket full of like yarn, knitting, clothing. This grandma's making me think about domestication, clothing, sewing, cooking, stuff like that. But she also says that she was a bad mamba jumba. I was going to say another name because she made me think about a motorcycle. That's crazy. So she goes from like all things like sewing, cooking, like grandma, and then next thing I know, I see like some sort of woman, and it could be her or someone else on like a motorcycle. It could be a Harley or something else. Also, do we take road trips? Do you think before she died, if it's not a motorcycle, I mean, it could be a motorcycle, or there could be like dirt bikers. Was there any RV movement, like traveling across the country? Was it road trips to grandmother? She says the word Dennis, honey, or Donna, or David, or D names connected to your family. I don't think Michelle is here, huh? Okay, let's see what else. Keep the word listen. I feel like I'm getting a really bad headache, a migraine with her. So I don't know if she just like had a stroke or brain stuff, or at the end of the life had an Alzheimer's or anything with the brain, because I have such a like a tight head. No to what? We don't know what she's saying no to. Make sure that when you do answer, you say no to this. You have the headache right now. Make sure you answer with what you're talking about, because we have no idea. No, I am, and David. So David worked because we called out that name. I am, I don't know, or I don't know. So I don't, but she's trying to verify.
Yes.
And we don't know what the no means yet. But that's okay, because it, it's fine. No's to me are valuable as yeses, because it moves us on. She said the last thing I could say is a J name connected, but she is talking about, first off, like this idea of like the sewing, the cooking, the recipes, and then should we jump to like more like this industrial energy? So she could be talking about two parts of life, or talking about herself and then talking about someone else, things like that. But one thing's for sure, she says that she's always an angel to you. You should have dreams. She says that you see her, you know her, you feel her, and she's an angel. And something about your birthdays, either it's like right now or they're at a similar time. So when I say birthdays at a similar time, it either means their day of passing. Oh, that's your boyfriend. Okay.
So
Let's just cut for the shit, man. Like, let's just talk about Billy. I like that idea. All right, fine. Oh, Billy. Does Billy have the motorcycle? Is she calling out the Billy dude? Is that what she's trying to do with me? Yeah, we like Billy. Sure. She likes Billy. Well, who's the cook? Who's the cook, or the uniform person, or the clothing? Why those images come up, right? Is she talking about Billy? I have a feeling that Michelle's got a one-track mind here, and she really just didn't want to say, does Mary like Billy, right? Yes. Oh, yes. That's what she says. He's wonderful. So let's enjoy the garden together forever. They show you guys in a house, a space, and that you'll enjoy a garden. So that's the future. And I want to know where the damn motorcycle is, because you're around, Michelle. Tell me about the motorcycle, the scooter, bike. Did somebody used to do it 25 years ago? And so now it's just, they want me to know about old facts. It's got to be something, because it's repetitive. And I don't think bike was for Billy. I don't think birthday was for Billy. I think it was about something else. But anyway, yep. Green thumbs for Billy.
whoa.
Okay, we're moving on.
Okay. Monica, I saw your comment. I am so happy that you are happy, Rika. She was really, really happy with her reading.
Oh,
Um,
good.
yes,
Monica with Ryan. Yeah,
yes, yes. So just wanted to
me
shout
too.
that out. It looks like we are at about that halfway point. So really quick, I just want to go over a few things and remind you guys about our promo code that we have going on. So if you are new to California Psychics, you've never used our service before, but you really are curious and you want to give it a go, we do have a promo code for you guys, and that is Rika5, Rika 5. Sign up, use the code, and get $5 added to your account to go towards your first reading. And again, that is for new customers only. Looks like we're at about 52 likes on Facebook now. So let's see if we can double it and get to
100.
Yeah, that's a challenge for you guys. Can we get to 100? We would appreciate it so much.
I want
You guys,
150.
150. You heard her. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Penelope, Philip.
Oh, really quick. Rika, what's your schedule like for the next couple days in case people want to?
Okay, my schedule is this, is I seem to get on at 11 o'clock Pacific time, and that's just when I want to start working. I do schedule myself 25 hours. I sometimes work later. Today I'll work all the way to 7 after this. I'll do another 3 hours after this from 4 to 7. But for the rest of the week, it's 11 to 5. But I will most likely work, except for Tuesdays. I cannot work past 5. Wednesday and Thursdays, I will work past that. So that's California time. Yeah.
Love it.
Monday through Thursday. And then I answer DMs over the weekend. Very rare to get me on the phone Friday through Sunday.
Yeah. Okay. You heard her, and we'll do another shout out too, just so people are aware and can book an appointment with you. Let's see. So much energy. I can
There's
feel
a lot of energy. I'm like,
I know. I can feel it.
I mean, Monica, it's great. Even David. I mean, everyone's given some verifications that are around. I really appreciate it. Let's keep going.
My question get answered. Okay. Let's see. Let's do. There's so many good ones today. I'm having
so many good ones.
Yeah, I'm having such trouble picking because there are literally so many good ones.
I'll just tell you when to stop. How about that?
Okay, yeah, genuinely do it.
And stop.
Okay. From Zana over on Facebook. That's kind of a fun way to do it. Rika, anything for me from spirit or my parents in heaven?
Okay, the first initial I wrote down, Xana, was an A. Like when I said stop, I wrote down the letter A. I just want to put that out there to see if that's connected to your family in any way, first, middle, last name, or your parents. Again, these are all 3 names. It doesn't always, sometimes I hear middle names or last names. Also, I went almost like Ann Arbor, so I don't know if there's an Ann actually. Let's see what else. Also, M names are coming up, but let's see if there's a message. Here we go. She's a book writer. She should write a book. I do get education, high-level education around this person, but I feel like you should be a writer. I don't know, that's what they're telling me to tell you, that we need to have you write. Writing in today's world easily can be podcasting, blogging, anything that's like reaching out to others that people can read, but I think you're a book writer. Gosh, I want to know if that's true, Miss Santa. I also feel like a car accident energy. I guess a lot of car vibes today. I don't know if they did or someone else you knew, or if you had a car accident. So I'm just going to put that out there and we can find out what that means in a moment. Also, too, I just need you to know that you have a very independent spirit, and maybe that is from losing your parents. But I feel like you don't walk alone, and they want me to go outside with you and walk with you. They show you walking. They're like, she never walks alone. They even make me feel that you got so much light about you that when you walk by, this is a beautiful thing to say, that flowers that were wilting come up to life. They're talking about how your presence on earth brings people back to life. And they want to thank you for that you do everything in honor. Now, they are bringing up the medical system, and not to give you a medical reading, but they are showing me a hospital or medicine. So this means either they want to talk about their death, or they want to talk about who was their nurse, who helped them, or someone in the family is in the medical industry. The most important thing I'm getting from them, especially if we're not being able to know if you're here or not, is that the writing is the most important thing. So that's a real thing they're talking about. They either hear writing, they know you write about it. Maybe writing is part of your research, like as a PhD, why get such a high level of education. I also hope that you could maybe start a company. Are you a business owner? Have you thought to start your own company, is what I feel about that. And I think it's impossible that you're alone. They take me the month of April. I want to say, and I come back to my A, I don't know, but I want to go April, April 21, April 12th. The other A month, of course, is August. And that's what I feel right now. I hope you're getting something new in June. I hope you're going to go travel. They put you in a car and you're going somewhere. So I hope you're going to travel, even if it's by plane, you get to go see like another country.
Mm. Well, it's funny that you just mentioned April because right as you said that, I starred a question. I was like choosing the next question, and her name is April.
Interesting.
Um,
It could
yeah.
be that. And maybe it's a piggyback and we don't know because Anna may later type in some information and they
Mhm.
both might apply. But that is very interesting. And even an L, could
Yeah.
almost look like a one or something, I
Mhm.
suppose. But okay,
Mhm.
Miss April, what do you know? We moved on to April.
Hi, Rika. We
And
spoke a
she's
while back, and I'm still stuck in my relationship. Can
okay.
mom and
Who's
dad
the J, April? Who's the letter J? Joseph, James, John. But let me just get you unstuck. Here we go. The main reason in my mind that you're stuck is that you have not gone from you are stuck in the um what's the word I'm using for the relationship. I don't know how to explain it. Like you're stuck in here, breathe. First I need a mind to empty to get these words out. I don't feel like you're in relationship. Like I don't feel like you're I feel like it's one I feel like you spend your whole time reading his mind. It's really hard information to get out. It's actually really hard to get out for you. I feel like you're stuck because all you ever do is analyze his mind. I feel like you're still in the relationship pattern of being like always analyzing the person rather than enjoying love. Like you could get so much more out of this, but you're constantly everything this person does you think is about you, and that's a problem. I feel like your neurosis, your anxiety is what leads this relationship. I can't. 12 years ago, you're stuck from 12 years ago. 12 years ago has you be stuck in this place like you're not enjoying this situation. I get you, of course you're not because you're stuck, but like you're not enjoying it because you never can feel the love right because all you ever do is a control issue, right? They're just going to make me keep saying it without like getting super intense, but I want to get super intense, which means anger is part of the situation. Like I want to scream and yell and scream and yell and scream, which just means that's how this feels for you to be in this relationship. And it's so high volume in your head. But this is a thing, like you're stuck. You're stuck in yourself. Like you're stuck in how you handle relationships. You're stuck in how you view relationships. And frankly, once you have an opinion of someone, it's very difficult to let them change in front of you. So April, I would start writing down exactly what you need to feel from this person. And you just start connecting that you have the capacity to feel his unlimited nature, that you have the capacity, Chuck, Charles, Catherine, Chaz. I can tell that people are trying to get through your reading and give you real sound advice because the way they're fluttering from advice to a name, and that's just kind of how it can go for me. Yeah, right. So she goes, well, can you ever change? Well, I don't, not if people can't change in front of you, not if you have this view that people don't change. If I were you, I would back all the way off. I would change the way you react to it. I would let it go different. And I would make a stance in yourself, even if it's painful for a month, that you're going to get the reciprocation the way you want and that you're willing to change your behavior. This relationship is not worth it unless he can show you what you want, which means you can't circumvent it, which means you can't go, okay, and then 2 days later go, what the fuck? Excuse my language, what the crap, and get right back on there and you're like, what's he doing? What's he doing? What's he doing? I would say your constant reading of his mind is absolutely demoralizing to this relationship.
Mm.
Because
Yeah.
you can't see your own mind. You can't see your own head. You don't know how you feel. And it's never about what you think. It's always about what's he thinking about me. It's always about, did you do that because of me? None of it says it's you. None of it says this relationship is about you. It says the whole relationship is vibing on you, on everything being from him about you. But it's has nothing to, but your way of being is like, you're just reading his mind. That's all you're doing. Okay. And then the last name I heard around you was a T like Thomas. So there's a few initials that lady can go through and see if they get through.
Yeah.
That's what I got.
Okie dokie.
Whew.
I don't
That one got
see.
me all worked up, which means it's super frustrating over there, and I'm sorry for it.
Yeah. I don't see any more
Yeah, and
from.
if you don't think you can change, like if you honestly don't, and you've been through this a million times, and you keep taking him back blindly, go find someone else.
Yeah. Okie dokie. Shanae over on YouTube. Any messages from Akila Ann?
Okay, honey. The first image that comes up is a school bus or a big truck or school bus, a bus. I think it's yellow. It looks like a school bus to me. We can go with the greater image of a bus if you want. So the color yellow, and I think of school bus. That could mean a few things. Hopefully that means something to you. One thing it means is obviously kids in a bus. And so either you were kids or something about your children and this person's watching over. I also feel like you could open up a handkerchief or a cloth or a fabric. And in this fabric, we would find something connected to this person that's very important to you. It also makes me think of a grandmother, which is interesting. So either this person is on a grandma level or this person is connected to the grandmother. And I feel like I want to go old, like a long time ago. So another relative might be coming in connected to this person, but like on the school. Does your school daughter take a school bus, Shanae? Or was or she wanted me to know she was young enough to be on a school bus herself. Because a grandmother energy is also around because you know what's crazy? I was about to go back. She wants me to go back to 1807, like 1890. Like she actually wanted me to use the word 18. I was traveling all the way back in time, which means she may have a lot of deep connected energy with elders and people over. So I don't know. Annie Mae sounds like that could be the person from that time. I would call these people angels if I were to do that. I would call them guiding lights. I would call them people that are seekers of justice. It makes me think that they will give justice to people that have been hurt. It makes me think they could give justice to people that die from gun violence. That's what she makes me feel, is that she and her band of angels are running around protecting people all the time. And then she does mention real estate. I don't know if you're thinking of a new property or if there's something to do with her and what property means for you, even if it's remodeling or you just had one notion today, oh, I think I'll move. And, she's picking up on it. But I definitely get a huge justice energy with her. And if your daughter's on the school bus, she might be trying to say she watches over your school age child, or she wanted me to know she was young. Okay. And then let's see what her message would be. She says you're a speaker, you need to be in front of people, you have a bright voice and a bright energy, and that people will listen to you. That would make you in a leadership position. Either you are a speaker, want to be, or you're like a VP, or you're supposed to be. You're a high level person, she makes me think. And if you're not yet, she wants you to be.
Okie dokie. Moving on to our next question. We do have about 15 minutes left, so we'll try to answer as many as possible. If you want a tarot card, we can do that as well. You'll just have to indicate that in your comment that you want a card pull.
Also, too, one last thing about Shanae. I feel there's a money source coming in for her, like maybe something she's been waiting for, or something to connect it to her family or the situation. Like there's money coming for them before May. Like what she's been waiting for.
Got it. That's only a couple months away. Okie dokie. Tori over on YouTube. Is there potential for things to go anywhere between me and Jay? We reconciled, but he's been acting distant.
Because it's a reconciliation, I'm going to take your distance as a real word, like for real. Like sometimes distance means like I haven't heard from him in 1 hour. Why is he so distant? Like distant, there are certain words that people love to use, but they could mean 1,000 different things. But I do agree that this is true. So let's see here. Yes. Yes. I would take his distance as a person that is like, has like, stressed out, emotional problems, things with work. They say that Jay's going to marry you. They say you guys can be married. So I think with his distance, what you want to start doing is figuring out how to speak to him in those times in relation to, are you stressed out? Did something happen at work? I know this can't be about me, Jay, because I know it's not. Right. So I want you to interpret his distance as sadness, emotional sadness with him, confusion. He wonders if he's going to be a failure. I think he's afraid that he's going to disappoint you and not do it right. I think he's afraid he's going to fail.
Mm.
So I think, Tori, with this particular situation, what you want to do, if you like hearing that you could be married, and I get that, like, you don't want to marry him when he's distant, but that would be obviously gone by then. Okay. So
Mm.
if you like the idea that you could get married, then I think you need to start a daily prayer that somehow whatever sadness or stresses or worry he has never gets in the way of your communication ever again. So we
Mm.
just need to go a little bit deeper than the surface here. Because you're reconciling, your patience may be low, you know, but that's what I feel. I think you need to go beneath the surface. And I think you need to start praying that whatever you're feeling, distant, whatever you want to call it, that it doesn't affect you. His mom, think about his mother. Yeah, his distance is not about this guy wants to be with you. You also have to decide if, you are okay being married to someone that may suffer from occasional depression
Mhm.
or needing some alone space. And I want you to start recognizing more of a personality with him so that you can know whether this is what you can handle versus, just a dude being distant.
Mhm.
That's what I hear. I hear his mom and your dad are important. And the H came up, I just saw it in your name after I thought it. The H side of your family, which would be your, whatever that name comes from, even if
Mhm.
it's an X, that H side, they're trying to help you. And then I heard like Robin. So I would say stick this out, and I would start maybe investigating the cause, asking someone, are you okay, when their distance is maybe not enough. Maybe it's like, hey, I don't know why, but is everything okay at work?
Mhm.
Something more specific.
Yeah.
Okay. But I feel you guys are okay. I feel that you might be reading too much into it's not going to go the right way again. You just may be reading the wrong part of him.
Mhm. Okie dokie. Our next question is from Kathy over
Oh,
on Facebook. Hello, Rika. Is my sweet blue butterfly, my daughter Riki, with me? Does she see what is happening in our home right now? And is she okay with it?
Riki and Rika.
I know
At
I
the end, there
thought,
was an R there. So maybe, it was Riki, the butterfly coming through. You never know. And okay, so I don't want to guess, right? Like that. Did you see what's hanging in our home right now? Makes me go, oh, games. It's a fun and game. Let's guess, but not gonna. I'm gonna
Mhm.
see what she can tell me authentically. Obviously, I want to make it a butterfly, but that's just me trying to put those things together. So let's
Mhm.
clear it out. Let's just see how she wants to talk to you, whether she names that item or not. As long as deceased people are giving us some sort of truth, we have to accept that. Okay, she talks the color red. She goes the color red. She keeps saying R, 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 which is not her name. She goes the color red, honey. Red makes me think about fire engine red. I don't know if she's calling out the color red in the house or if she's calling out something about fire engines or red trucks or something like that. So you've heard what I said. Also, fire may be an element she wants to speak about. She also talks about the rainbows, like the rainbows, the shimmeries. So it makes me think that she can see rainbow, shadows in the windows or the energy. And also too, there's a little, I want to call someone like a daisy. I don't even know what that means. Like a little baby. I don't know if that's a doll you have left over of hers. If that's a dog. She's talking about something very small to me, which looks very tiny. And was she tiny, honey? Was she tiny when she left? She's constantly with you, and an elderly lady as well. An elderly lady is always in that home with her and you. She makes noise in the kitchen. She makes noise with things that make sound like pots and pans. She's always trying to get your attention. And she says the clock is important. The numbers on the clock are important to you. You have some sort of paper or journal or like calendar, for lack of a better way, that you document in every day something connected to her. She makes me think that it's like you never fail, like it's either every day or every week you do something connected to her. I know you planted something in her name and she loves you very much. And then the other thing I thought about was ladybugs for some reason. I hope you're there, Kathy, and we can get one of these things verified just to keep the chain open. Um, Sing a song, she says. It's like a sad song. Oh, she hears the cries. I hope that you're helping people either at the church or community. Seems like you're a volunteer or something, or you help people in situations where people are like church or a grieving group or something like that, like a community relies on you. And we thank you. And then she keeps talking about the medical system. which may mean something for you.
I don't see her
Yeah.
commenting at the moment.
Hopefully later she
Yes.
can. But the red was like the R was overwhelming.
Yeah, I felt that. Okie dokie. Another mediumship question for today from Angelica over on Facebook. My mom, Jessica, had passed away. Can you connect with her? Does she have any messages or advice for me?
Thank you, Angelica. Okay, so let's put the word listen in our minds again. This just clears our heads out of thinking too much. This is for me. This is for Bree. This is for, and it's for everyone. Well, she goes to the ground. She says something is in the ground, got in the ground. It makes you want to say, was she buried in the ground or have you again planted? Which is interesting that that was the last one too. But she does go to the ground and it's being dug up. So she talks about the earth is important. You're a dancer? Are you a dancer, sweetheart? I feel dancing, like you flying off the ground and dancing and moving. So, of course, flying off the ground could be dancing, gymnastics, things like that. But she keeps you moving, okay? And she says that you are a teacher of sorts. So I don't know if you can teach the dance or the yoga or physical things or you help kids. But she says that people learn from you all the time and that you're beautiful. She says the best thing about my daughter is that she took something very difficult, which was the death of me, and she turned it to something beautiful, which means that Angelica, despite the hardship of losing her mother, has decided without a doubt that she will have the most beautiful relationship with her mom. And she's turned her mother's life into the most beautiful death, if that can make any sense. Like she really honors the life. And it's every day. There's a picture right in front of you. Your mother makes me, she did mention her J name again, but I think there's another J because it made me want to go Joan, John, and say another J, and you've already put that down. So I'm hoping that means there's another J. She makes me also feel like I see someone with dark, short hair, and I'm not looking at you. Her hair would be darker, or she's showing me the image of a darker haired woman, shorter hair, and maybe even either curled or a little bit wavy. She does love the water. When I got to that, she made me on the water. She made me think about the boat or the water. Made me think that there could be a lake where you guys were at, or obviously an ocean. But the reason I went to more lake is I thought, God, do people ski on that lake? You know, water ski, or what's the adventure lake about? What is that for? The advice. You asked for advice. I think you should pursue they said pursue what you like, keep pursuing what you're pursuing. They put a white coat on you. A white coat to me is either medical or beauty or science. So they say keep pursuing what you want to pursue. It could be beauty products, right? It could be science, but pursue what you want to pursue. I know you have a gift for people. That's what she says over and over and over again. That people can come to you and you can make them feel good. So that's either going to be psychology, it could be beauty, it could be nursing, but she makes me think stay on your path and don't sacrifice it. Definitely a family's in the store for you if you don't have one already. She talks about your happy home, a husband, children, whatever you want. She talks about how successful it will be and that your kids are going to love you so much.
I don't see any comments from her. I've been looking. I know she's here though, because she's been here the whole life. But Angelica.
If she has it, and it's okay if she doesn't.
Okie dokie. Let's see. Stacy, today is your lucky day. Any update on love and career for me? Can I get picked? Yes, you
This
can.
is one of my favorite emojis because I feel like that emoji expresses so much.
Me.
Okay, Stacy. It feels a little heady today, but that's okay. There's a lot of energy out there. I feel like a new job for you, but like maybe into summer. Like I feel like you can make a career jump, put it that way. Either the current company or a new job. But when I say jump, like you need to be in a higher supervisory position, you need to be more in a leadership role. I think you're really good at strategy. And I think like that's like business development, PR, market, like you're really good at strategy. So you need a job where you get to strategize and people listen to you and they see how good at it you are. As far as love goes, they say that you are someone that can be married. They talk about being married in like 2.5 years. And it makes me wonder if you've already been married before or close to it, because there's a strong marriage energy with you, unless that means someone else in the family is getting married. I feel like I want to pull a card for you, so I'm gonna. The first is the star card, which says that divine consciousness breaks down the stubbornness of the universe. So if you're having someone, if you're struggling with like you say, career path, what to do, you just have to be an entrepreneur. You just have to be a leader. Like you need to be one of those people that's on the stage. Like, look at this business owner, look at her go, look at her. She's so successful. Like you're a woman's leader. That's what you are. But they say that your prayers are going to break down all this stubbornness in your environment, especially when it comes to love. Never underestimate the power of prayer to turn something from one state into another. That's what faith is. It's invisible. You can't see what is turning something from dark to light, but you can feel it. You can connect to it. And every human being, no matter what, has the ability to do this. It's not anyone special, but it's you. And then your dad is super important to me, Miss Stacy. Something about your dad. So I would say, for the sake of your dad, and it feels like he might have been a little distant, but for the sake of your dad, no matter what, you're going to turn your poisons to medicine. Yeah, you're a leader. You should be an entrepreneur. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. You're a moneymaker.
I love it. I love it. I love it. That is
This
about
might
all
be
the
the
time that we
end.
have. I know it always goes by so fast with you, Rika. Before you leave, can you just remind everybody of your schedule for the
Yes.
next days?
I'll be on for 3 more hours tonight till 7 p.m. And then it's Monday through Thursday. I get on at 11 and I work one day 7 hours, which is Mondays. Today's an extra hour because of the Facebook Live. And then the rest of the week I work 6 hours. So, and then I work late past 5. But I get on at 11 and I'm in there at least till 5 and sometimes till 6.
Okie dokie. Well, Rika, thank you so much.
Thank you guys. For those that were able to verify, we appreciate it. And I hope you have a great day. And remember, like, some of these messages can apply to all of you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Rika.
Thanks, guys. Have a good day. Bye.
Really quick, I just want to go over a few things before I close this stream out. Like I said a couple times throughout the stream, we do have a promo code for new customers. So if you are new to California Psychics, you've never tried our service before, but you want to give it a go, you want to talk to Rika, have a one-on-one with her, any of our psychics on our website, you can go ahead and create an account and use the promo code RIKA5 for $5 automatically added to your account to go towards your first reading. We will be back with Rika on, let's see, let me pull it up. Let me pull up the day. March 27th, we'll be back with Rika here, same time, same place. And next week, we will be joined with Psychic Tegan. So be sure to come back and hang out with us. Again, I'm so sorry that we're not able to answer everybody's questions, but really, we try. And, if you keep coming week after week, odds are your question will get answered eventually. So I'll keep my fingers crossed for you guys. Hope everybody has an awesome Monday, a great rest of their week, and I will see y'all soon. Bye.